And we're underway here in the second half. No changes to the Trim team as far as I can see. A long foot pass inside to Owen O'Connor, who burns his man and heads down on the goals. Lynchy pulls away on the other side, but Owen keeps going. He should pass the ball. A good save from the keeper, and it's popped over the bar. He had options right and left. He used Aaron as a bit of a decoy there outside him. Went again with a bit of pace, and the keeper pulled off a good save, but all the keeper could do was parry the ball over the bar, and it's another score for Trim, 4-12 to 2-4. A long ball this time towards the dugout side. Philo's in there, gets a touch on her, breaks it to Bino. Bino takes a hop, looks for a man inside. Mikey Cullen, the overlap onto Munners. Munners there, he chip his point. He tries to do that, and he does do that. And again, Trim, as John referred to in the first half, when Trim moved the ball, be it foot pass or hand pass to the man in a better position, they look very, very slick and very hard to defend against. Kick out again towards the sort of thing. Darren Phelan again does very well. He's not a big man, Darrell, but he got his hand up, used his strength well. Now Mikey Cullen's bearing down on the goals, shows a bit of pace, and he has a go now, and he chips the ball over the bar for his first score of the game, and another score. And Trim have in the first 1 minute and 16 seconds of the second half have added 3 points to their half-time tally, and it's now 4-14 to Trim, 2-4 to Bective, and Bective are beginning to look like a beaten docket here. A long kick down the middle of the field. Fitzy is caught a little bit there, and the ball breaks. Rourke is there, but the ball is kicked on. Cavanagh showing a bit of pace and a bit of soccer going on here. Too much soccer for my liking, and it's a good ball. And Peter with a soccer save, and I think, I don't know, it was last Wednesday now, the England match against whoever they played in Denmark or here in St. Lomans Park tonight. There was about 5 soccer passes there, and it finished with a soccer style save from Pizzi.
I think Peter bought into the whole concept of the soccer thing there, and flung himself across the but a good save in fairness. You might have seen it late.
And even Keane Lee here with a bit of a soccer style from the comedy position. Is that a corner now, John, or a 45?
70.
So we have a 45 here for Bective, and I think it's Marty Mulhall who kicked some good scores in the first half, who's lining up, steadying himself. There's a sub on here, number 21. I don't have his name, I'm afraid, here in front of us. It's a good looking ball, but he's pulled it slightly to the left as we look at it, and wide. Still encouragement coming in from the sideline here for the Bective lads. Petey with his left foot plays the ball towards Darrell Phelan, who's very deep in his own pocket there, but solos the ball up to try and draw his man in, and then just burns him on the outside with a bit of pace, and then he pops the ball along the line to Davy Murtagh. Davy doubles back and recycles the ball. Rob to Joycey, who's dropped deeper now in the second half. Joycey holds it up, chips the pass out towards Munners. Munners slows it down, and Davy has continued his run. Kevin Nally's gone down here. I wonder if he just pulled a little muscle or something. He's gone down here on this side of the ground. He's limping a little bit. The ball, Joycey finds him this time. Kevin decides to pass the ball on. He's a bit of an injury there. Mikey Cullen uses his pace to take him off. Plays the ball across the field under a bit of pressure. Doesn't do Decky any favours, but Decky does well to Rob Burke. And another Trim man down inside. It's a Mikey Cullen this time. It's Lynchy. Worked the ball to Lynchy, who popped the ball over the ground. And we have a couple of Trim players struggling with a bit of injury here. Mikey Cullen has gone down there after running and passing the ball off. He took a strong knock in the first half, and he looks to be limping badly, and Liam is the physio is signaling to the sideline to make a change, and Kevin Nally is also limping a little bit here, but the referee strangely letting the game continue here when there's a man clearly in distress. So Trimmer a man down. Sean Fitz showing good pace to chase the ball, and he runs very strongly down there, and a superb play by Sean Fitz. Pick it up, Shawnee, well done, does well, use your strength, does well, draws the man in and pops the ball off to Luke Moran. Trimmer preparing a sub on the far side of the field. I think it's James Cullen perhaps coming on for his brother Peter. Don't get caught there, Petey. He doesn't. He pops the ball off to Luke, who now has Rob Burke coming forward. He kicks the ball towards Stoney in front of us here. Does well, gathers it, has a look up inside. Bino showing in front, but there's a couple of men back there. He slows the ball down, pops it out towards Davy. Davy now a little bit of space, soling forward, looking at his options. He's Lynchy there. He pops it off to Joycey. Joycey's come into the game a lot more here at the start of the second half. Towards Kev, seems to have shaken off that little knock, goes into traffic, draws a few men, chips the ball out there towards Owen O'Connor. Owen has Munners out wide. They'll work the ball back into the middle here, I'd imagine. Trim, they're under no real pressure here in the scoreboard anyway. Decky Dowling takes a shot, but Rob Burke is under there, breaks the ball down. Mikey is hobbling there in the line, but I think he's actually gone off the field now at this stage. And Bective turn the ball over, and it's down here with Colin O'Rourke and Darryl Phelan, who's been very, very strong in the tackle all evening, wins the ball there, pops it to Rookie running off him, and Trim have taken the pace right out of the game here for a couple of minutes while they wait to get the sub on. Now Beano, and they're just keeping possession here. They're playing the ball backwards and forwards and sideways here, just holding onto the ball. Joycey just slows it down, using his experience, onto Kevin there, who makes a bit of a break. Pops it in towards Lynchy, back towards Kevin again, a little bit behind him, doesn't do any favours. He tries to chip it on towards Decky. Decky gathers it well, turns inside, and with his fist off the post, and Owen O'Connor knocks it back to Beano, who should just chip it over the bar, and he does. And a very patient score there from Trim, but signs to me, John, looking at there, that Bective are kind of a beaten docket. They were no pressure on the ball there at all.
Yeah, there's no pressure. They seem to run out of legs here in the second half, and Trim are just taking their time, taking their scores, and making sure they retain possession.
And that substitution has been made. It is James Cullen that's come on for his brother Mikey, and straight involved in the action here. Owen has the ball, he's in front there. Joycey pops the ball onto James. James be keen to make an impression here early, bearing down on the goals. Beano's across the way from him, and James hand passes the ball over the bar for another comfortable score for Trim. And the scoreboard now is 4-17 to 2-4, and quite remarkably, Trim have scored 3 goals and 14 points without reply. We have 6.5 minutes gone in the second half. A short kick out this time, but Munners is there putting his man under pressure again. Rourke gets rolled a little bit, but it's that man Phelan who's been absolutely outstanding here this evening, charging down the far side of the field. This time he doesn't do Munners any favours with the pass, and it's intercepted. And Decky Dowling pressing very high up the field here, trying to turn the ball over. Joycey is now closed down his man, and Bective worked the ball down. I thought it was coming on the other side of the field, but they've held on to it to draw a couple of Trim men. There's nobody inside the 45. They've pushed that man back inside now. That man Kieran McConnell, who scored a couple of goals early on, but Lukey played him in front, and Beano, who had chased back to try and help the turnover, has now picked up the ball. He's looking to see if Lynchy will make a little run in front of him. He carries the ball forward, hand passes out to Owen O'Connor. Trim looking very fit and strong here, and it's Sean Fitz. Owen gives and goes, and the ball is chipped inside towards Rob Burke, his midfield partner. Rob slows it down and draws a right foot at it, and a big exuberant wave from CJ Murtagh there, an umpire indicates the ball has gone wide.
Yeah, it's interesting, all the ways that we kicked, I think it's four now maybe at this stage, they've all been kicked by backs or midfielders. Our forwards haven't missed yet. Red TV live.
And Bective have kicked the ball. They're one-on-one inside. Lukey uses one man to hold his man off, the other man to break the ball to his right hand side. He gathers it. Rourke is there. Rourke slows it down, works at 1-2 there with Munners. Will he give it back to him? He goes inside. He's got Decky here. He's got Sean Fitz beside him. He's got Davy Murtagh. They're all in the line across here for him. Fitzy puts the ball in towards Owen O'Connor, who breaks the ball lovely into Davy Murtagh, who's created a space. Davy bearing down on goal. Have a go yourself, Davy. Pops it off to Lynchy. Oh, and Lynchy.
David should have had a rattle at himself. He did everything right, and he was right in front of the goal. Should have had a rattle at himself. Yeah,
I think you're right there, John. But look at, as you say, we have seen a couple of those goals worked from Trim so far. But that time it was a good pass there, but Lynchy just didn't make proper contact. Maybe one eye on the goalkeeper coming out. And there's a sub after coming on here for Bective just in front of us, and I think it's the number 8, Colin O'Rourke, has been withdrawn. And Decky Dowling winning the ball. All the Trim lads are winning the ball well here. And it's a chip pass. Lovely ball there from Joycey in towards Lynchy. Lynchy in towards Owen O'Connor, and he just couldn't get it the first time. Munners tries to pick the ball up, but doesn't manage the first attempt. But he works the ball right to the corner. He's under a bit of pressure, but James Cullen has given him something outside. Good work from James Cullen off the ball. Picks the ball up now, takes his man on inside. Now he can give it back to Munners. He does. Lovely stuff. Trim. Munners again doesn't gather it. Again tries to break it along the ground to Lynchy, but it's cleared up the full back line, and they're coming out. And again, Trim are chasing the ball down. Scott O'Sullivan kicks the ball down here. Lukey in there trying to get a hand in, and he's deemed to have fouled the number 5, Colin McConnell, who's moved into the forward line. He chips the ball across the field, and now they have a runner from deep, and it's the sub number 21 coming down. Looks to that man inside. He's a hat trick on here for Kieran McConnell, and he gives Peter Farrell no chance from the edge of the square. And Trim's run of scores, consecutive scores, has been broken by another goal from Kieran McConnell, who looks Bective's most dangerous man when he's in there. and he finishes the goal. So 4-17 to 3-4. A sub coming on for Trim. I see Sean Foley coming on, and I see it's Bino that's gone off. So good work there from Bino at the time that he was on. Now it's interesting to see how Sean gets on, a young, lively player.
Yeah, he worked hard and got back and got tackles in and turnovers. That's what his job is to do, and along with getting scores. So yeah, a good innings from Bino.
So Sean straight into the action as he's found a pass from Lukey. He's got a little bit of a yard. Looks like he played the ball on the ground. The referee allows him away with it. He chips the ball in towards Lynchy. Lynchy takes his man on. 10.5 minutes gone, second half. Lynchy is fouled. Does he know? The referee allowing him to continue. Chips the ball with his left foot this time, but an easy one for the keeper, Dylan Kenny, who gathers the ball, and they work it. They're still inside their own 13-metre line there, but it's number 14, Brian Cantwell, who's back there, and it's now out to the wing with Chris McGurn. Chris soling forward, looking for runners down the field. He's nobody there, so he's got to work it into Marty Mulhall. Marty plays the ball across. Con Smith coming forward. He's got a man over the far side of the field. It's a good long pass across the field. The cornerback coming forward. He takes Sean Fitz on, beats him, but Sean Fitz did well, but the referee has penalised Sean Fitz. The ball was knocked forward. The referee, I know, went over the line off the Bective hand, but the referee is actually given a free rather than a line ball, and the players haven't copped onto that. They're still trying to play a line ball, but they've now come in field and they take the free. And I see Kevin Nally seems to be unmarked here, acting as a sweeper in front of the Trim full back line. So wherever his man has gone, the ball is kicked right across there. But it's a good take. Joycey has dropped deep there, but the ball is played in. A good hand in there from Decky Dowling. James Cullen on the ground, and the ball is picked up. The broken ball is picked up by Kieran McConnell, who's looked very lively in the full forward line. I don't know why Bective took him out and played him around the middle of the field, but it's another score for him, and it's 4-17 to 3-5. So Trim just need to settle down a little bit here, and that's a couple of scores in a row there from Bective. So Petesy towards Kevin Nally here, little chip pass. Kevin picks it up, goes in between two players, trying to get a bit of space for himself. He looks like he's going over to carry the ball. Managed to get the hand pass away just in time to Davey. Davey's had a good game. On to Luke. Luke again carries the ball forward strongly. Just gets away with a little hand pass to Davey, and now Trim are up and running, and Darryl Phelan, who's probably been man of the match in my opinion anyway, on to Joycey, a lovely Lynchy's inside in his own. He found a great pass from Joycey. Lynchy turns one way, turns another way, hops the ball, and the referee has deemed him to have overcarried the ball. I thought he bounced the ball, but Joycey's starting to find the passes now. John? Yeah,
Joycey come more into the game. Just one little flaw with Aaron. Aaron needs to start popping the ball to man that's off the shoulder as well. Everyone else is doing it. I know he's our chief marksman, but when he's bottled up like that, pass it out, recycle it, or give it to someone off your shoulder.
Yeah, 13 minutes gone. 4-17 to 3-5 the second half. Brian Cantwell very, very deep, and it's a long foot pass, 1-on-1 inside the danger man. Rookie is creeping back, covers well, very good, dangerous bouncing ball, but Rookie managed to get his hands to the ball, and he's after breaking a couple of tackles. Now he comes forward, he's over carried the ball there, and now he's run the ball and all of a sudden Bective now are showing a little bit of a spurt of energy, and they're charging down the field again. Colin McConnell is very good, and here's the man. It's going to be another goal here, and it's a great bit of work from Munners there, I think, who chased all the way back and deflected the ball onto the post, and very lucky for Peter Farrell, the ball bounced back into his hands, and Munners is it's a Bective man that's down in the goals. But anyway, Trim come forward down the field, and again Fitzy is fouled and Kieran McConnell wasn't happy with the challenge, and Joycey got in just to sort the whole thing out. And the referee had awarded a free to Sean Fitzgerald. Kieran McConnell, again, what he's doing out here when he's so dangerous up the field, he'd awarded a free to Trim. And I think as Sean was trying to get away from his man, some of the Bective line seemed to think that the man was caught with a flying elbow from Sean Fitz. A little bit of a schmozzle, as they say, but I think the referee is probably going to hop the ball, and Trim run in a couple of subs. I see Josh Harris coming on. Josh played here last night for the Mead under 20s in a emphatic win against Wicklow in the B hurling, and I see Patrick Quigley coming on. Just trying to see Joycey has gone off and Rourke has gone off. So Patchy now picks the ball up back towards Darryl Phelan. Darryl and there's not one Bective player inside the far end of the field, so Trim have all day here in the ball. Luke gets the ball from Sean Fitz, pops the ball on towards Josh. Josh with a hand pass outside to, who's that, Davy Murta coming forward. Back to Josh again. Josh carries the ball in to the tackle, and he's easily overturned. So there's 15 minutes gone. 4:17 to Trim, 3-5 to Bective. And Bective are showing a little bit more fight here in the second half, which wouldn't be hard the way they finished the first half. Con Smith now coming forward, and it's great work by Decky Dowling with then James Cullen there, and they forced the man to turn, and it's one of the Bective subs is the ball. We're 15.5 minutes gone. It's Paul Linus now, but he's going backwards. Trim have time to get their defence set. The ball is in towards Rob Burke there, but the big man there, Brian Cantwell, is out in front of him. That's the ball. There's man Davey there trying to get a hand in for Trim. Another man held up by Rob Davey as well, and great work from the Trim players. They've almost forced a turnover. The ball spilled to the ground, but Bective have picked it up. It's going to be a crossfield ball here. Can Stoney get something on it? It's a good ball, but Stoney was putting the man under pressure, and it's picked up there from Luke. Kicks the ball, great ball forward towards Lynchy. Lynchy only has one man inside, that's Sean Foley. He plays a great ball in. Sean has a little bit of time to gather this ball and turn and maybe take a shot on if he fancies it. He goes one way or the other. He's been bottled up now at this stage. Holds it up, back to Lynchy, who's continued his run. Lynchy trying to ship the ball onto himself, and he does. Oh, and a great save. No, the umpire, CJ's waved it wide. I thought the keeper got a little save there, but bit of a Pele style move there from Lynchy.
Yeah, unbelievable skill. As I said, he chipped it over, his man ran onto it and then missed the goal. Would have been some goal.
And the Trim midfielders encouraging the forwards to continue their work and to stop the quick kick out, but the referee has blown for the water break. So there's 16 minutes 40 seconds gone, and the score at the second water break, 4:17 to Trim, 3-5 to Bective. So Trim have added 6 points since half time, and Bective have added 1-1. So just getting word to us here in the commentary box that the result from the Camogie match this evening, the league final that the Trim junior team are playing, I think they were bet by 4-8 to 2-5. There's a couple of people coming in here for the end of this match who've been at the Camogie match. So hard luck, girls. I know you're making great strides in the Camogie, so keep up all the good work. You're getting closer and closer, and you will get your day. Your day will come. So Trim now have made a couple of changes here. Notably, they've taken Bino, Rourke and Joycey, 3 of the dual players, off. I know there's been some discussion in the club there in the last between all parties about the workload of the players, and good to see common sense prevailing. So Trim have just got to keep the discipline now at the last couple of minutes, John, and not get dragged into any silliness.
Yeah, look, you don't want to get anyone sent off at this late game, with the game over. There's probably coming a Boinne semi-final to play next Wednesday. So yeah, Trim are in the semi-final. They keep the discipline and finish out the game nice and calmly.
So I'm sure that message will have been given to the players. So Bective tried to restart with a cheeky little kick out before the Trim team had got themselves into position.
Just for the benefit of Patrick Neal, it's a great Tyrone, man. The score in Trim is Trim 4-17, Bective 3-5 with 14 minutes to go. How are you keeping, Patrick?
Another sub coming in here. Young man coming in the sideline here. What was number 19? Again, sorry, I don't have the Bective subs. So Bective now have moved Brian Cantwell, the number 14, back inside. He's the only man inside in the square. Kick out to the far side. Bective have picked it up. An advantage been played with the referee for the Bective for a foul. The man who had the ball fouled. He hurries the free kick. Decky manages to get a hand in, but Con Smith, who's had a good game for Bective, soloing down the left hand side of the field, turns, looks for the man inside, finds Chris McGurn working the ball back. It's another advantage for Bective, but the time has gone up now, and the ball worked across the field here. James Cullen putting his man under a bit of pressure, and it's going to be a free out. And it's a couple of times tonight the referee has awarded that free. And Kevin Nally in no rush here in the right corner position, back position to take the free. The left corner back position, to beg your pardon, does take the free to Peter Farrell, who's come off his line. Gaps all over the place here now. Fitzy plays the ball to Rob Burke. Rob Burke just slows the ball down, looking for the man out wide. Darrell Phelan almost takes it away from Decky Dowling, but they manage to get the ball. Patrick Quigley chips the ball towards Decky, and Trim have numbers behind the ball here, and they're under no pressure, and they can work the ball across to Sean Fitz now, who injects a bit of pace and runs at his man down the line. His man closes on him. Kevin Nally is there. Owen O'Connor looking for it as well, but it's back to Patrick Quigley. Patrick will be keen to make an impression after coming on. Plays a nice pass back to Decky, the centre back position, across to Darrell Phelan. Darrell comes forward, drives a nice ball into towards Sean Foley. A lovely ball. Sean comes out, jinks one way, misses the solo. He'll have to gather it. Goes again, uses James Cullen as a decoy. Now this time he does find it, James Cullen, and James Cullen just works the ball back out the field. 19 minutes gone, and Philo slices a lovely ball across the field to Kevin Nally. Owen O'Connor is here. Owen Trim just doing the wise thing here, just holding on the ball, running down the clock. They're well ahead of the scoreboard. No point in risk losing the ball or any taking on silly challenges or any of that sort of stuff. So Fitzy with the ball now. I hear Petey calling for it. Rob Burke has it, plays it back to Luke. There's a man over on the far side. Darrell Phelan is there. Luke sees him, chips a lovely pass to him, and now Luke has got 10 or 15 yards in front of him. Kicks the ball forward towards Sean. There's a couple of balls in towards Sean now. Sean on the runner, and it's Davy. Is it Davy Murta going in? Oh no, it's not. It's Patrick Quigley, and back to Sean. He goes inside and across the field again. It's along the ground, and it's could have been picked up. It is picked up off the ground, and could be a penalty here. It's Josh, beg your pardon. Yeah, that was Josh who was involved in that passage of play. I thought it was Davy Murta. It was number 23 rather than number 20. And the referee's having a look here. Is it going to be he's happy enough that it's a free and not a penalty. So Lynchy with the simplest opportunities. Pops the ball over the bar. That's 3-8 I make it for Lynchy, and I know, hard to believe that I did say I thought Darrell Phelan was probably my man of the match when you have a man in the park who's scoring 3-8. That just shows you the standard that Aaron sets for himself, John, and we nearly expect that from him nearly every night of the week. Yeah,
but you're right. Darren Phelan has been outstanding from the get-go. Even when Trimmer under pressure in the first 10 minutes, Darren was flying. But Lynchy is a superb player, and he's our talisman, and it's great to have him. With 10 minutes to go, the score is 4-18 to 3-5.
A little stoppage in the play here. I think it's a man tying his bootlaces, and the referee let him do it, and the goalkeeper chips the ball out towards the sub, but the Trim have the numbers there. Patchy is there, picks up the breaking ball. James Cullen. Oh, James has done his hamstring going through, or his calf or something, or it's his ankle. I think James after doing his ankle running through there, and the referee should stop the play. Come on, ref. Come on, will you stop the play? Even the Bective players are asking for the referee to stop the game, but he lets the game continue. So looks like a nasty injury for James there. He's on the ground, and Bective continue. Maybe should just kick the ball over the line, and the ball is intercepted, but Bective play on, no fault of theirs, and the ball is kicked, and it's over the bar.
That's unbelievable. Unbelievable by the referee. The injury, obviously a bad injury, happened right in front of him, and he ignored it. Totally wrong. Referee's totally wrong.
And he's still allowing play to continue. Absolutely ludicrous here. And the man is down. And in fairness to the Bective mentors, every one of them were shouting at the referee for the game to be stopped. And they're still at the referee. They're still shouting at the referee. And in fairness to the Bective players, they're well behind in the game, but nobody wants to see a man getting hurt, John.
Absolutely not. James was flying through. He pulled up all of a sudden, so obviously there is a serious problem there, and the game should have been stopped there and then. If that ball came down and the ball went over and two lads clashed over, and it's injuries to 3 or 4 lads, it's totally wrong what the referee did there.
Anyway, common sense has prevailed, and Liam Shoot is still out attending to James.
I just see my old mate in London watching John Douglas. John, commiserations on Sunday evening. Hard luck, but football's coming home this year to Trim intermediate football.
So That's about the 5th or 6th soccer reference we've had here tonight, and we promise Reds TV listeners that now we're 5 or 6 days after the Euro Championships, there will be no more soccer references for the rest of this season.
Yeah.
Until Arsenal start playing again, I suppose, John.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're still, looking here for James. Liam is still tending to James here in the middle of the field. There's obviously a serious injury. James was running through. There was nobody near him. There was no contact from any Bective player. And as we said, all the Bective mentors here and even the Bective players were shouting at the referee that there was a man hurt behind the ball and asked him to stop the game. So Liam is dealing with the man. I see James Murray is after coming in, obviously to replace James, a man who had a storming game here last night in the Mead under 20s. I think he scored 2-12. So he's just stretching his legs out. I say he's a bit stiff and sore after that. But Paul Gilly coming over here now to check on James. So 4-18-3-6 to trim.
James Cullen has his fair share of injuries over the last couple of years. This is the first time he's been back really fit. He played in the Premier Division 2 Championship throughout it last year, carrying injury, and didn't actually make the intermediate team, but he seemed to be back flying again, and this is very, very unfortunate to see a man that's had to put huge work in to get himself back fit in kind of a distressed state here on the pitch. Obviously we're not showing any pictures, but he's getting up.
He's up now. He's sitting up, and he is conscious. There's no certainty he wasn't a head injury. It was seemed to be his ankle.
Okay. He's okay.
He seemed to be his ankle injury, and Liam has helped him up onto his feet. That's great to see, and he's hobbling badly, and he's certainly not going to continue. But it's good to see Liam was obviously taking every precaution with James there, and it looks like it's his right ankle. I beg your pardon. His boot is off, and Liam has James leaning on his shoulder, and he's hobbling towards the sideline. So we just wish James the best of luck, but it's good to see that he's up and he's putting a small little bit of weight on his right foot as he makes his way over towards the sideline. So
it's a good sign that he's actually putting his foot on the ground. He's fairly ginger on it now, but no, it's a good sign. It looked a lot more serious than it is at the moment, but he was down for a good 3 or 4 minutes there.
So I actually stopped the clock after a minute or two while Liam was looking after James. But so I have 24 minutes gone. I've stopped my stopwatch, but there's going to be a couple of minutes, obviously, of injury time for that injury. But we are we're just about ready to restart. So 23 and a half minutes or so gone. James Murray is on in place of James Cullen, who has picked up that injury, who came on, ironically enough, to replace his brother Mikey Cullen, who also picked up a bit of an injury. So we are ready to resume. Referee's whistle starts. Petey getting ready with the kick out. Chips the ball down the middle of the field. Patchy Quigley does well. Takes the mark. Calls it. He's got Sean Fitz out here. Fitzy's there. Kevin Alley running off the shoulder. He's there if he needs him. And he's got Patchy behind him again if he wants it. But Sean draws the man, runs it. He's going to run out of space here. 4 men around him now, but he swivels inside. The 5th man comes to meet him, and this time he lays it off towards Owen O'Connor. Owen back to Decky Dowling. Decky encouraged Owen there to go sideways with the ball. He does that. He finds Patrick Quigley. Patrick pops the ball out to the wing to Owen O'Connor as a little solo. And Trim are just holding onto the ball nice and patiently, working the man James Murray on the far side. Back inside here, Stoney has the ball, chips it in towards Sean, who's done well since he came on. Rolls his man nicely, bearing down on the goal, pops it back to James Murray, reaches behind him, does well with his left foot. No, he pops it back. Bective have absolutely everybody inside the 45. There's not one Bective player outside their own 45, so this is why Trim have got to be very patient. Darryl Phelan, he looks like he was fouled, runs through and chips over a well deserved score from Darryl Phelan. 4-19 now to 3-6, and Bective have completely thrown in the towel now at this stage. They've everybody in behind in their own half the field. Not one player. Luke Moran is the furthest player back, and he's standing on the halfway line. And Petey is in splendid isolation here in front of the Aura, down at the Aura goals. And Josh Harris robs the ball there. Lovely play, and Lynchy feeds his full forward mate Owen O'Connor, and Owen just chips the ball over the bar. Good work from Josh Harris there. The Bective man, Colin McConnell, was standing on the back of his heels waiting for the ball to come into his hands. Josh ran in and got a hand to the ball and worked it in for a score. The Bective physio is on the field here. I can't see it. There's a Bective man down, right? I don't see anybody down, but the Bective, he's coming back off the field. Trim start with the sideline ball on the far side of the field. Owen O'Connor back there to Munners, nice ball, chips a lovely ball inside to Davy goes inside, goes backwards, goes sideways, pops it for Lynchy, and Lynchy wraps his foot around it and pulls it over the bar for another score. Well played, Davy. Another score for Lynchy. That's 3-9 for Lynchy. 26 and a half minutes gone, and Davy again being very unselfish popped the ball to the shooter, who wrapped his foot around it and over the bar. That ball's going to go over his head. No, the hand is up there from Rob Burke, and Fitzy wins the breaking ball, and Lynchy has come out here now, picks up the ball. He's only got one man inside, and he's double teamed, and he goes up high, Owen O'Connor, and luckily enough for him the ball breaks, and he plays the ball along the ground rather than getting down over it, and drops to the ground in frustration rather than an injury. And Bective worked the ball down the far side of the field, and good ball down outside of Davy, and there's a sub there, but Davy chases him back, forces him inside where there's cover from Luke Moran, and now Trim have numbers back behind the ball. The Bective man still hold on to the ball, and the number 5 here, Colin McConnell, is going right across the field here, but James Murray covers him, and Trim are just being patient here. And look at Lynchy back, and the man is up to score, and 3 goals and 9 points. He's been brilliant all night, and he's still, in the last couple of minutes, he's chasing back inside his own 45, helping his teammates to win the ball back. That's a sensational example there from Aaron Lynch. And here he is on the ball now, over the far side of the field, and he's working his way down, chips a nice ball inside to Josh. Josh pops the ball off to Sean Foley. Sean takes his man on, goes inside, a couple of big men he runs into, holds onto the ball well, and back to James Murray to Lynchy. Great to see so many young lads on the field for Trim, John.
Yeah, it's great. The work's been done at juvenile level over the last few years is paying dividends now, and hopefully it'll bring us further this year.
Kev Nally into space, works it back to Owen O'Connor, a high ball that's going to drop short. I think it's a dangerous looking ball, and Decky Dowling probably had a little bit more time than he in the end than he thought he was going to have, as there was 3 men around him as the ball dropped, but he was the only one that showed any intent in going for the ball. It flicked off the side of his fist and has gone out for a wide ball, and I think that's only the 5th wide that Trim have had all evening, and they've had 4:21 on the board. Josh wins another ball, chips in forward towards Sean Foley, lets the ball go by, and this time gets there, needs to go down and pick the ball up, Sean. He's still going on the ground. No, it's always going to be the defender's ball, I think, when you don't get possession of the ball early. And back to working the ball across the goal. Look at Decky Dowling again, another example of a man when the game is well won and he's still fighting like a tiger for the ball, where, you know, almost into injury time, and there's a big score on the board and they're still fighting for the ball. Bective this time have one man inside being marked by Luke Moran, and there's a couple of men coming forward with Patchy quickly doing some good work off the ball here, covering his man. Darrell Phelan is a spare man here. Kevin Alley looking a little bit tired as he runs back after his man here, Colin Smith. But Munner's full of running too. Drags his man back a little bit. The referee has the hand up. It's going to be a free in, but he's played onto Marty. Runs in across the goals, but it's over everyone's head. Trim of the numbers back there, and it could just be a point here. They're going to run out of road here. Bective are obviously trying to play a goal here, and eventually they do go, and they do take the point, and they chip it over. And we're just going into injury time, of which there may be 4 or 5 minutes after that injury, to a couple of injuries. The long one obviously to James Murray, to James Cullen, who thankfully was up on his feet. PT with the kick out. Oh, PT too casual there, and Marty Mulhall picks the ball up, but Philo is back again. Strong work from Philo, and the referee has penalised Philo this time, and it's going to be a free in for Bective. So John, I think there's one group game left, and Trim are supposed to play Moyla. I don't know how the calendar is affected now. Is that going to be changed at all? Trim are due to play Moyla next Wednesday.
Actually, next Wednesday. That's getting next Wednesday, and the semi-finals the following Wednesday. I don't know. Moyla are bottom of the division along with Longwood, so I don't know will it be played or not. That match is here, I think. No, or is it in Moyla?
It is. No, it's in Moyla, I think. John, yeah, and it's another score there for Marty Mulhall, the man who started like a house on fire, but like much of the Bective team, the challenge faded after the water break in the first half. PT looking for options for the kick out, chips the ball. This time he just about finds his man Kevin Nally. Luke charging forward, nice shimmy, and he's fouled, and the hand is up at the referee. The ball broke to Rob Burks, the referee playing advantage. 31 and a half minutes gone, so a couple of minutes to go. Decky just holding onto the ball. Trim worked the ball down this side of the field. Sean Fitz had sat deep there, and the ball found its way across to him. He's got Davy in front of him here, in front of us. So Davy pops it back to him. Sean is standing still. The intensity long since gone out of this game. We're across the far side of the field, and the referee brings proceedings to an end. The final score here of 4-21 for Trim to 3-8 for Bective. Trim continue with their winning ways. That's 6 wins in a row for Trim. As we were saying there, they've one group match to go, which is next week away to Moyla. We will give you all the details of that fixture on our social media channels during the week, so keep an eye out for that. John is a great man for putting posters up during the week, so advertising all the games. We do have Red TV are back on air on Friday evening for the Premier Championship game versus Dunamore Ashbourne in Ashbourne on Friday night. Time and all that will be confirmed on our social media pages. So thanks very, very much for watching. Trim continue onwards and upwards on a final score of Trim 4-21, Bective 3-8.